when the standard town birds come within your general vicinity, and even bigger blessing when they decide to jump up onto your arm or leg. But what kind of blessing is it when the birds seem to be on your wavelength? Don't know what we're on about? Take a look at this clip.
I went to the park and witnessed this.
Looks like a deleted scene from Michael Jackson's Earth Song video, or from Hitchcock's The Birds. But that doesn't look anything like Tippyhedron. Flock behavior in birds is often more complex than most may believe. We know that they fly together in an attempt to help protect them against predators while flying, so they can overwhelm them via mobbing. So they could be attempting to mob this man after seeing him as a threat. But why would they suddenly just fly away the second he moved? Is this guy the bird whisperer? Let us know what you think.
Huge shout out to Belina for sending this video to our Instagram. You've heard of us using chants, Ouija boards, and blood sacrifices to summon the dead. But have you ever heard of people using incense? These guys attempted to summon a tribe of jinns and genies using supposedly the world's most powerful incense in an abandoned cabaret in Tehran, and the footage they captured was insane. Take a look.
¿Luigi? ¿Mario? Los hermanos más famosos han vuelto en una nueva y colorida aventura. Un montón de personajes conocidos te esperan en esta divertida historia. 2 hermanos, un equipo, la nueva aventura de Mario. Mario and Luigi Conexión Fraternal, solo para Nintendo Switch.
La revolución digital ha cambiado las reglas del juego. Nos exige ser más eficientes y colaborativos. Y en Incolan hemos sido pioneros adaptándonos a estos cambios. Nuestros más de 20 años de experiencia nos han permitido ayudar a conectar las redes de servicios con tus proyectos y nos permitirá ser parte del diseño de los territorios del futuro, aportando soluciones inteligentes de acceso a redes de servicios públicos. Comenzamos una nueva etapa y la acompañamos con una nueva imagen que evoluciona.
چی داره میاد؟ چی داره میاد؟ تو دوربین نمیافته، تو دوربین نمیافته. سروش حاجی. از همه طرفه. از همه طرفه. حاجی اینجان حاجی.
Wherever the hell these guys are, they definitely aren't alone. All of the footage captured is quite blurred and extremely fleeting, but that makes it no less petrifying. The dark figure moving around the building is reminiscent of some kind of survival horror game, and unless they had a friend with them who was tasked with running around and acting creepy for the sake of a few views, there's only a more terrifying option. They were being tormented by someone, or something, with bad intentions. Interestingly, jinns throughout Islamic culture are often known to be mostly invisible to the human eye. So, what the hell was following them around the building? Do you know much about the summoning of jinns in Islamic culture? If so, let us know in the comment section.
Getting on a plane with a window seat is amazing for all sorts of reasons. You can sit back, relax, and watch the beautiful views. Or, if you're so much inclined, you can take some amazing videos just using your phone by angling it out the window. That was what this person was trying to do, but instead of going online as a stunning TikTok video, it went up for entirely different reasons. Take a look.
Sorteo 11 del 11. El sorteo de la 11 que más premios millonarios da.
¿El que más?
El que más.
¿Más que ninguno?
El que más.
Ah.
11 del 11. El sorteo de la 11 que más premios millonarios da.
You can probably already hear the Harry Potter fans screaming Dementor, but to be fair, they might not be far off, because what the hell is that? The words whispery black figure changing shape thousands of miles in the air don't tend to spark joy. It doesn't look like a traditional UFO sighting, but what would anything else be doing that high up over Washington? We could shout UFOs, Dementors and hellish manifestations till we go blue, but what if it's just a murmuration? We'll leave this one for you to decide.
This one is not paranormal, but nothing short of petrifying. Tornadoes are scary already, but when another natural phenomenon joins forces with it, it looks and feels like the end of the world. That's what onlookers thought when they witnessed a funnel cloud twisting right into a huge tornado. Funnel clouds themselves are terrifying enough. While in the air, they're nothing to worry about, but if they touch the ground, you better be in shape for a good sprint. What scares you the most though? Paranormal activity or the true force of nature? Let us know.
The Bugle Hotel, Portsmouth, is over 400 years old, and a lot of history surrounds it. It's reported that many staff and guests alike have heard unexplained noises and felt many an unseen presence throughout the whole building. So much so that staff have started sharing some of the mind-blowing things that happened within the walls of the building. Check out one of their most recent captures. Things fall over, and unbalanced weight is obviously a factor to consider, but there is so much history within the hotel, and considering so many paranormal sightings have been reported, could this really be just a bit of unbalanced weight falling over, or something much harder to explain?
While reviewing footage taken of an active volcano in Iceland, this group of researchers discovered that they might not be the only party interested in studying the volcanic eruption. The bizarre video has set several minds racing with wild assumptions.
Estaba viendo el volcán activo y se aparece un orbe impresionante. No sé si se puede ver, ahí se puede ver, ahí va. Ese orbe se coloca en una nueva fisura que se abre. Ahí está posicionado, ve, ahí está. Que no se puede bien por la imagen, pero ve cómo se empieza a mover. Y está como monitoreando el volcán. Ahí está. Me voy a acercar rápido para que se pueda apreciar, pero como es en una pantalla, se distorsiona la imagen. Es este que está ahí. Y empieza a hacer unas movidas, porque es en vivo esta imagen. En este volcán.
As the guy behind the monitor observes the scene, he notices a strange orb-like vehicle pop out of a crack in the ground. This unidentified flying object seems to be examining the volcano, as if it were on some sort of expedition. But wait, that's not the freakiest part. Watch what happens next.
Este volcán de Islandia. Ahí está. Ahí está. Ahí está en el cráter, está... Ahí está. ¿Y lo ven? Y hace una movida impresionante. Mira, me voy a acercar mucho para que lo vean. Es este. Vean qué movida hace ahorita.
This vehicle seems to waltz through an active volcano like a mere sauna heat. These researchers believe they found a UFO, possibly on a mission to study one of the world's wonders. This is just one of many reported cases of UFO sightings around active volcanoes. However, due to the grainy quality of the video, it's hard to tell if it was a UFO or a drone from another concerned country. What do you think? UFO or just high-tech espionage? Share your thoughts.
This video will make you think twice about how well you've locked up your house. Because this guy did his regular rounds before bed, was satisfied everything was locked and bolted and trotted off to bed, only to be awoken at stupid o'clock by his Ring doorbell alerting him of a possible intrusion, except this intruder attempted to enter the property through some more unorthodox means. Take a look. Of all the places to try, the doggy door?
What?
While this video isn't paranormal, it's equally as terrifying as any ghost video, because whenever you think you're safe, there's always something to make your paranoia tick. There weren't any other updates on this story. We can only assume that the guy either couldn't fit through the door, or gave up, or the dogs gave him a good seeing to. What do you think happened?
Here's Johnny!
The truck driver in the video you're about to watch experienced something unexplainable while driving that forever changed his perspective on the paranormal. Check it out.
So I left our yard in Illinois, in Forest, Illinois, at 1 o'clock in the morning. I got about 2 hours down the road, and I'm driving down 57, just going northbound, just past the 349 exit, and this bridge comes up. I know we see stuff sometimes, we're like, it's probably just debris in the road, whatever. This wasn't like that. This felt like something was there. So I pulled up the dash cam. The exit that I passed was at least a half a mile before this. And both sides of the highway here are ditches that go to nothing. There's no roads on the side there. It just doesn't make sense. There was no cars on the sides of either side, northbound, southbound. No roads. I mean, no cars. Another thing that I pulled it from my dash cam, my GPS wasn't working, which has never, ever, ever happened. My GPS has always worked on my dash cam. It shows you your route that you went, whatever. Creepy. I'm still creeped out, and this was 12 hours ago. And I'm almost at a loss of words because I've never experienced something like this before, so I was lucky enough to be able to catch it on my dash cam so people don't say that I was just tired and this just was something that I was just coming up with. This is it. I didn't add that in. I didn't add it in the video, in my dash cam video. I pulled it, saved it, and it's there. I'm going to put it at the end. Tell me what y'all think.
And it's a tough decision, I'm sure, but Amy ultimately agrees.
For context, this guy is driving around 3 AM when he spots this weird figure in the middle of the road. A woman in all white scrubs. Granted, it could have been a woman going over to a car on the other side. However, according to the driver, it made zero sense for anyone to be on that stretch of road since there were no exits on either side for about a mile. Plus, there are ditches by the roadsides, and he noticed no cars parked nearby. After watching the uncanny, seemingly transparent figure cross the road via his mirrors, he explained that he had goose pimples and the hair stood on end for about an hour. So, what could he have encountered that night? The ghost of someone who was involved in a fatal accident? Or is there any other plausible explanation for this? Let's hear your thoughts.
The night sky is one of the best natural beauties in the world, peppered with things like shooting stars, gorgeous constellations, and huge flying unidentified objects. At least that's what this person saw while they were gazing into the sky. The original poster points out that the UFO seems to disappear and reappear towards the end of the clip and changes color. They say that the clip was taken in southwest Las Vegas and that the object was traveling west to east. But could it just be a SpaceX launch? It could. The times in which they were seeing it and the direction it was going lined up directly with an official SpaceX launch. However, some argued that the way it moved sideways at some point doesn't seem like normal SpaceX behavior. Was it really SpaceX? Or could there be something else behind this weird footage? Let us know your thoughts.
When you think of time travel, your mind will probably land anywhere from Back to the Future to the infamous Bold Street in Liverpool, or even to Hot Tub Time Machine. You don't tend to visualize the shed in the back garden, but according to this guy, that's the sweet spot for time jumps, at least at his place. Have a look at the footage he caught that made him think a time traveler was mooching around in his garden.
He's coming onto my property to what looks like rob my house, but it actually turns out he is a time traveler. And let me show you that. I literally can't even make this up. Like, if I wanted to make this up. It blows my mind. This just happened yesterday. So as you can see, he's wandering around my backyard. I don't know what he's trying to do. Now he's like thinking like where to go, and he actually ends up going into my shed. So you can see he opens it, goes into the shed. So I'm fast forwarding the time so you can see there's no movement. He never leaves the shed. And I'm talking on the camera. I'm like, yo, what are you doing? Why are you in my shed? Never answers. He never leaves the shed. I literally was watching it the whole time. So I end up calling the police. You could see in the last one, the police coming through the front yard. And then here's the police coming into the backyard. And you can see they literally go inside. They go inside and I'm talking to them. Then they go inside again. Like they're inside there. And they come out and he's not there. And like I've been watching this backdoor camera the whole entire time and he never left.
Whether you think it's a time traveler or not, the fact that a random guy ran into the garden, into the shed and then seemingly disappeared is weird as hell. And the more you watch this guy's videos, the more the plot thickens. Here is the full footage of the guy walking around the garden.
A lot of people wanted to see the full video of what this guy does before going into my shed and disappearing and teleporting, whatever. So this is the full video with sound. So you hear if he talks. He does talk at some point here. I've watched this so many times to see. But you can see him like wandering around, like he throws up his arms. He's about to talk. See, he talks right there. He says, damn, like what is he looking for? Like he's being super mysterious, and then he goes into the shed. So he's wandering around, then goes into the shed and closes the door there.
With some people a bit skeptical, he posted another video using footage from one day later.
So just a quick recap, this guy walks around my backyard, goes to my shed, opens the door, goes inside and disappears. Called the cops came, they went in the shed twice. He wasn't in there. I looked like an insane guy. The cops were like, what is this guy smoking? And you can see he never came back until the next day right here. Notification on my camera that there's somebody in my backyard and this guy leaves my shed. And he looks right at the camera too. That guy left my shed. But here's the craziest part. This looks like the same guy, maybe, glasses, whatever. Let's look at the other guy. This was the other guy. He noticeably aged. Looks like the same guy, but aged. So him again, and now him. Same facial features, whiter hair. So I don't even know what to think at this point. Somebody explain this.
Now that's freaky. The face shape is eerily similar. This has to be the same guy, just somehow aged? And why did he come back to the same place, only older? While we weren't shown the footage in full, apparently there was no movement detected at all beforehand. But wait, did you notice that? Let's slow it down, because at precisely 5 hours 23 minutes and 13 seconds PM on the Ring doorbell footage, you can see the older man walk in from the alley behind the shed. You can literally see the older guy walk in and then walk out again towards the camera. And something is running across the field behind the shed around that point too. Could it be the younger guy? Regardless of how skeptical you can be here, it's still mighty weird that two random guys who happen to look like younger and older versions of themselves just both ran into a random garden with no explanation. If this is staged, then there is a chance it could be a father and son the guy knows, and he asked them to partake in this prank of epic proportions. But why would he do that? We aren't the only people digging into this mystery. The original poster shared a former skeptic turned believer in the story who had been collecting evidence on the case, starting with putting a much needed name to a face.
You still don't believe the story about the time traveler that went into my shed, disappeared, and then came back in the future? This video is gonna change your mind. There's so much evidence supporting this theory. This guy named Matty Ice, he's been looking into this a lot. It's funny because he actually made a skit on part 1, kind of like making fun of me, but now he's come
accounts of the weird stuff happening in his home. The fridge door suddenly swung open. No reason, no warning, just wide open. And before he could even blink, a cabinet right in front of him creaked open too, like something was making its presence known. But that was only the start. To really understand what's going on in this house of horrors, we need to dig into its backstory. The house was built a few decades ago, right next to a backyard that borders a dense bamboo grove, a place with a seriously dark history. Over the years, people have reported seeing strange figures lurking around, and many believe it's tied to old occult rituals that took place in that forest way before any houses were even here. Out of all the homes in this area, this one's always been ground zero for paranormal activity. People never lasted long here. Most ran for their lives after just a few weeks. And those who didn't? Well, some met tragic ends that no one could explain, while others simply disappeared, leaving only eerie silence behind. The man also shared that as soon as night falls, parts of the backyard become freezing cold, and an overwhelming sense of dread hits you, like something is hiding in the shadows, watching your every move. So, was it restless spirits messing with the fridge and the cabinet? The man couldn't have reached the fridge from where he was sitting, and the cabinet, well, that one moved right in front of the camera. usually felt the fear creeping in. But what came next? That's when things really got intense.
Capital de Tuvalu.
Fuera fute.
Tú tienes Digi, ¿verdad?
Sí.
Nuestra fibra es Smart, pero a este precio, el inteligente eres tú.
À noite e às vezes ele acorda à noite.
Certo.
Falando que algo tá tocando nele.
Tá tocando.
Tá tocando nele, na perna dele, no pé.
Olha isso, pessoal. Eu já ouvi muitas histórias, muitas pessoas passaram...
Acontece. Eu já deitei na cama dele e já aconteceu.
Você pode mostrar pra mim onde que é?
Posso.
Vamos lá. Vamos lá.
Vamos lá?
Sim, claro.
Eu percebi. Só pra mostrar aquela hora, né?
Sim. Bizarro.
Vou levantar aqui.
Sim, claro. Claro.
Se eu tirar aqui, porque senão fica complicado, né?
Aham.
Aí, ele tá deitado aqui, aqui é a camisa dele, ó. Aqui. Deitado aqui, ó. Ele vem, tira o chinelo.
Certo.
Ele tá deitado.
Ele vai repousar.
Aqui, é lógico. O ventilador ligado, lógico. Aqui assim, ó.
Ele tá mostrando que o filho passa aqui no local, pessoal.
Aqui, ó. Tranquilo aqui. Aí ele tá deitado assim, ó. Ele deita sempre nessa posição, tá?
Cara, olha isso, mano! Minha... Nossa! Cara, impressionante, 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 pessoal! Cara, impressionante o que ele... Cara, impressionante, cara, impressionante!
As he tries to show what's been happening in his son's room, the bed suddenly jolts like someone or something is moving it. Goose pimples run up his arms as he heads to the living room, shaken but certain that his house is seriously haunted. What do you think? Is this place truly haunted? Or is there more to the story? Let us know in the comments. While checking over the CCTV footage on their hospital shift, this person noticed that one of the dynamic stretchers popped up, which wouldn't be a problem had there been someone actually operating it. A stretcher might pop down after too much stress, but how does it pop up? Was there a ghostly nurse on the shift that night? Let us know any of your theories in the comments.
What would you do if you saw a metal pole come to life in the middle of nowhere at stupid o'clock? Would you pick up your phone and record, or back all the way up out of there? Well, the person in this video is just like every curious cat out there, and decided to film it and prove she's not going crazy. While walking home after her night shift, this girl hears a strange sound coming from a nearby bush and decides to check it out. Armed with only her phone, she finds a metal pole, seemingly coming to life, shaking violently. This pole couldn't be doing this on its own. Something else had to be happening. You could say the wind was moving it, but look at the tree. No wind whatsoever. Did you also notice what felt like the pole was still shaking with no one in sight? What exactly was causing it to move like that?
Mysterious legends about UFOs have filled the online stratosphere since before we can even remember. But one that goes back decades is the legend of the Black Triangles. In 1980, a sighting was reported en masse by the people of New York. Hundreds of reports of a V-shaped object with lights at each peak flying over the Hudson River flooded the tabloids. Pilots eventually claimed that the mass hysteria was most likely a formation of ultralight aviation, but the legend continued on, and there have been thousands of supposed sightings of these mysterious triangular UFOs, all the way into the 2020s. Check out this clip posted last month of what many believe to be the resurgence of the Black Triangles.
Say they're lanterns, but they're going.
That's a UFO.
That's gonna be on
I have it on video.
I mean, it's 100% a UFO.
Holy shit!
Whether or not they're aliens, I'm not sure.
It's unidentified.
Oh, there's a trailer.
There's another one.
There's another one.
Look how fast they're going.
They are.
That's.
And they're silent.
Oh my god.
You can always say in response to videos like this that it's just the same rigmarole as the mass sighting in 1980. It's just some sort of plane or aircraft formation, right? But then, why does it seem to rotate on an axis and stay solidly in shape? And the strangest thing of all, this video was also caught in New York. Either this is a triangular spacecraft and the legends are all true, or there are some very talented pilots up there.
We all have that one friend who claims to have seen a real cryptid on one of his road trips at stupid o'clock. Usually, we're like, yeah right mate. But what if it's true and caught on his dash cam? Will you believe him? Trevor is that one friend, and what he caught during his last tour of Galiet on the 3rd of February 2024 left him with a chill running down his spine. Take a look. A weird figure darts from the right into the obscurity of the night. What in the hell could be prowling the woods at about 3 in the morning? And get this, it was running on 2 legs, not 4 like a typical wild animal. You see, Nathia Gali is notorious for their mischievous monkeys and weird antics. They're every tourist's nightmare. But then, since when did monkeys become nocturnal animals? But on the flip side, what if it was something way more sinister? A cryptid, an alien? We'll let you be the judge.
While filming a news segment, this reporter was showing the impact that the constant spells of rain were having on homes in Coxica, Peru. But there's something in this video even more hair-raising than the slippery staircase, and she didn't even notice it. Can you spot it? Take a look.
Del asentamiento humano Santo Domingo, Comité 6. Mira la escalera. ¿Cómo podría bajar aquí una persona, un anciano? Los niños, ¿cómo podrían bajar? Mira.
As the camera pans around, there is some kind of skeletal figure lying across the steps. It looks slightly too much like the rake for our liking. The strangest thing is that neither she nor the cameraman seemed to notice anything. They just carried on filming. This begs the question, did they not see it? Or could it have been one of the residents? If it was, why would they be struggling on the stairs for one, and why didn't they offer to help? Surely at least one person would say something, or see if they were okay, right? Do you think this is some kind of slippery cryptid crawling up the stairs? Or maybe a terrifying ghostly apparition that's trapped in a never-ending loop of their last moments? Heck, could it be one of the residents struggling? Let us know your theories in the comments.
There is a house somewhere in America where a woman lives in with her little girl. They lived there without bother for a good while, but strange things began infiltrating their peaceful life, which was when they found out more and more disturbing things about their home. Let's jump straight into the action and show you what it was that kicked off all the spooky speculation.
Hey, do you play with me? Sure, I'll play with you. So I'll let you play with me. Yeah. Bling, 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 yum, doo, doo.
Acción, reacción, repercusión. Juntos somos evolución.
It looks like the little girl is getting slowly dragged underneath the bed by something we can't even see, and her screams are enough to send dread shooting through any parent's mind almost instantly. According to the mum, other people who had lived there had reported ghostly experiences.
So a lot of you guys have asked me if we've done any research on the house, and I did. I found out that some of the past people that have lived here have had some ghostly encounters. I learned that it was built near, not on, but near a cemetery. Yeah, I don't know, we're at a loss. We really love our home. We don't want to have to leave it, so we're trying to figure out what to do.
And that it was built on a graveyard, which doesn't seem to explain anything. But after a bit more digging, we found something that made our hair turn white and our blood run cold. That's right, it's your favourite form of nightmare fuel back once again. The woman collects dolls that all look like they've crawled out of Eva specifically to give us the creeps, and she has loads of them and is weirdly obsessed with one specific doll.
And on her account, she only posts these videos of these dolls, and she doesn't sell them or anything, she just makes them. And these are like not your average doll, and she takes it creep.
Oh my god.
That looks suspiciously like her favourite doll, and it's moving. Is that what dragged her daughter under the bed? Some commenters insisted that the doll must have been mechanical, so she took to TikTok again to dispel any misconceptions.
Cuando ocuparon la casa en la que vive María, también me la ocuparon a mí, Ana, su asesora de Generali, con la cobertura de recuperación de la vivienda.
So for those of you saying that the doll is mechanical, and that's how it moved, that doll is plastic, that doll is stuffed. I checked, I looked at Amazon. There's no way that thing should have moved like that.
So what's going on here? It's all chalking up to be a real-life horror flick, but are there any suspicious parts? If you look deeper into it, there is plenty to be discussed. Firstly, the girl seemed to be screaming for ages, but her mum, just chilling, opened the door so slowly as if it wasn't anything to worry about. Surely any parent would rush, whack the door and jump in quickly to protect their children, right? And why did it seem like she knew exactly where to look? Plus, the girl shrieked for help, but right after her mum walked in, she just shut up and calmly got out from under the bed. Surely, if you had just been dragged underneath your bed by a bloody haunted doll, you'd be screaming the house down. The woman has since removed her TikTok account, hence why all these videos have been found on Reddit. No clue why. So if you have heard anything through the grapevine about this, let us know. While setting up his shop, this dude took a sip of his coffee and placed it down, ready to start the day, until he realised that someone, or something, wasn't too supportive of his morning brew. It happened near
almost every part of the globe, leading to many deaths and people fearing for the worst. However, amongst all the death and fear, an evil brewed at a daycare center in New York. someone or something can be seen having a field day at the daycare. It's almost as if the toys came alive like a real-life Toy Story scene. When Brenna and her sister dug into its history, they found something shocking. Something that might just explain all the weird stuff that's been happening there. In the 1900s, this building served as an underground casino before suffering a mysterious massive fire that almost reduced it to ruins. It wasn't stated if lives were lost in this fire, but many people believe that it was the genesis of paranormal happenings in the building.
We also looked up the history of the building one time, and it was both an underground casino and had a massive fire in like the 1900s. So a lot of shit has happened there for sure. I know I teased the fact that my sister has another video, but I unfortunately cannot share that because there are children's faces and voices in it and she just doesn't feel comfortable, which I completely agree with. But I will explain what happened in it. So it's these kids just like goofing off, and then at the very end you hear like a disembodied voice, a man's voice, and there were no men present, a man saying, "Stop that," just like that, very low, like a growl.
While Brenna didn't feel comfortable sharing the other videos his sister caught of paranormal activities, out of privacy concerns for the kids involved, she uploaded this video detailing more terror.
Recibe 10 euros para jugar gratis. Regístrate hoy en onecasino.es. Encuentra la mayor...
Poltergeist activity tends to be reduced to self-slamming doors and flying objects. Occasionally, you'll get a little bit of harmless possession, but the thing that makes this video different from the rest is that it kept on happening. According to the original uploader, paranormal happenings were flying thick and fast almost constantly in his house, but there was a whole year of big fat nothing before it all ramped up again. So, to finally catch this paranormal prankster on film, he set up some cameras in his room and hit record overnight, and the footage he caught is hair-raising. Take a look. And after all that, all hell seems to break loose. This is some of the most active and obvious poltergeist footage we have seen, but is it real? You can shout strings till you're blue in the face, but it would be incredibly hard to open and close all of the drawers when they're built in such a way without handles, and to move the cabinet around. The shoe could really be anything, but the mask vibrating and the subsequent chaos all seem near impossible to pull off without some kind of expertise in videography and fake paranormal content. It does, however, seem a little sus that he wakes up to every single bit of activity. He might just be a really light sleeper.
Morgues are never very happy places, but at the very least, they're normally clean and efficient. You're safe. What on hospital this was, where it was, or what actually happened. But considering the sheer horror of what was going on inside, it's sort of horrifying.
Nos devolvemos. Créame que yo no me hubiera llamado, hubiera visto algo. Es que yo iba pasando por acá y esa vuelta está destapada.
What the hell is that? All we can make out are two black eyes and a strange alien-like head shape. Although we do have to say, it looks a little too good to be true. It's so still and moves so easily. Almost as if it's some kind of mask someone just popped out over the ledge. There is no further context we can find online about this, so we'll throw it out to you. Can you find anything about this clip? Do you have any hot takes? Let us know in the comments.
While investigating a supposedly haunted puppet fashioned after an old man, the guys over on HD Paranormal decided their best bet was to record it for as long as possible, in the hopes of catching some raw paranormal footage. And, as it turns out, they caught something absolutely bone-chilling. The video isn't very clear, the picture is fuzzy, and the camera is pretty far away from the action, but they swear that the thing moving was the operating cross of the puppet, and it was in a sealed cabinet. So, if all of that is true, how the hell was it moving? Any idea?
They say paranormal activity is only fun until it starts happening to you. Well, this dude from Brighton, England, used to disagree, but that was only until he moved into a Victorian house and started dealing with paranormal activity on a daily basis.
No one's in the bathroom. No one's in my cupboard that I'm aware of. Oh my god. That. I swear one of these cupboards just went. It wasn't the same noise. It usually happens, but one of these, or maybe that. No, that won't go because it's got stuff in front of it. This is bullshit. I swear to God that cupboard is moving. Oh my God, oh shit. Right, that's it, I'm going. Oh my God.
Although this can very easily be faked with a string, it doesn't end there, because the same guy recorded a video with a small detail that made things a lot harder to explain.
Oh, the fish tank.
This is a video my friend sent me.
Move the crisp. Whoa! Whoa!
You'll have seen me tag him, his name's King Smithy. He lives down south. He's lived in his flat for 10 years. And as you can see, he is experiencing paranormal activity. It's been like this from day one. This video he sent me is asking the entity to move the crisp packet. And at the end, I've zoomed in and slowed down because it freaks me out that you can actually see where this ghost is pushing it. It like indents the packet. No, that's just freaky, man.
Hello.
Okay, so I'm zooming in.
Bienvenidos a la medicina anticipativa. Anticiparse es disfrutar la vida. Es llegar antes. Es saber que siempre hay alguien pensando en ti. Y que sea cual sea el próximo avance.